On day 1, I spawned in as Shrek. Look at my swamp. What a nice and peaceful day to be an ogre. Just how I like it. Wait, what? What's going on? What are you people doing here? I was gonna go take a mud bath, but instead, there are fairy tale creatures all over my swamp. Are those a bunch of knights? I ran up to them and let out a massive roar, scaring most of them off. Ogre! Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. I grabbed the knight and hurled him out of my home. Yeah, now everyone take notes. All of you get out of my swamp if you don't want to end up like him. But, sir, we have nowhere else to go. I don't care where you go, but it isn't gonna be here. I started roaring at all of them and trying to make them leave, but none of them would. Yeah, Lord Farquaad sent us to be here. Lord who? I'm gonna need to get to the bottom of this right now. I stormed off to go find this so-called Lord. On day 2, I arrived at this Lord's castle and began to walk through a totally empty village. Where is everyone? I heard noises coming from deeper inside, so I followed them. I ended up in an arena with a bunch of knights.
You will all compete for the right to be my champion.
Champion? I decided to ignore him, and I made my way through the crowd of knights. Hey, I don't care about any of this champion stuff. Why are there a bunch of fairy tale creatures at my house?
You! Whoever kills this ogre will be the champion.
Wait, what? I was surrounded by all the knights, and they began to attack me. I punched one of the knights, instantly taking him out. Look at that. The knights stood no chance against me, and I was able to defeat the rest of them. I called out for Lord Farquaad to come face me. He made his way down to where I was, and I realized this guy was tiny. How are you even a lord?
My champion! You have gained the ability to rescue my princess.
Princess? I don't care about any princess, and I'm not your champion. All I want is my swamp back. Farquaad made me a deal. If I was able to bring the princess back to him in the next 10 days, he would remove those creatures from my swamp. Deal.
Wait. Take these, filthy ogre.
He threw me a set of stone tools. I wasn't sure what I'd use them for, but I grabbed them anyway. On day 3, I was making my way toward the princess. I thought I was getting close until I came across a massive camp. It was filled with knights, as well as fairy tale creatures, and they were in cages. What was the meaning of this? By decree of the Lord, all fairy tale creatures are to be rounded up. Well, not my problem. As long as they aren't going to be in my swamp, that's all that matters. As I was preparing to leave, I noticed something strange. Was that a giant fire gorilla? The gorilla smashed out of the cage and began to fight with the knights. It's Fire Kong! It was Fire Kong from my favorite game, Monster Legends. Monster Legends is an awesome free-to-play mobile game that is available on all devices. You can collect over 1,000 monsters with different elements and rarities and build your own monster empire. Plus, there are new monsters coming out every week. Ouch. That guy definitely looks strong. Breed different monsters to create completely new species and feed them to grow them together. Hatch your new baby monsters, feed them to evolve, level them up, and boost their powers with runes, relics, and talents.
Smash!
Whoa, his warm punch. Now he was speaking my language. I think I should go help this guy out though. On top of everything else, you can create the best teams and challenge other monster masters in battles, where you can conquer trophies, win rewards, and reach the top leagues. If that wasn't cool enough, Monster Legends teamed up with The Walking Dead to celebrate the iconic show's return, creating 6 new monsters inspired by the heroes Rick, Michonne, Negan, Carol, and Maggie. Don't miss this unique opportunity to collect The Walking Dead monsters with amazing abilities, making them more powerful than any other monsters. This will definitely take your game to the next level. As I was trying to help Fire Kong, he was too distracted destroying the camp and accidentally hit me. To start collecting The Walking Dead monsters, download the game now using my link in the description or the QR code right here. And for a limited time, you will get a special free starter pack of 100,000 gold, 20,000 food, 3 gems, and Mothman. Thank you, Monster Legends, for sponsoring this video. I landed on the ground. That guy was tough. But all of a sudden, I heard someone else yelling from above. Wait, is that a talking donkey?
Hey man, you gotta get me out of here.
The donkey explained to me that all the creatures were being rounded up and forcing them out of their homes by Lord Farquaad. You can figure this out on your own. I'm out of here.
No, you can't just leave. I'm coming with you.
I tried to ignore him as best as I could, but this stupid donkey wouldn't stop talking for even a second, and he just kept following me. Great. we continued on our way toward the castle where the princess was.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're gonna go save a princess just so you can get your swamp back? Which you don't have because Farquaad filled it with freaks in the first place?
Yup. As we continued down, there was a villager trapped under a log.
Please help.
Oh gosh. I picked up the log and threw it off of him.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I looked around and I saw something. I collected an onion and showed it to Donkey. All right, Donkey, listen up. Ogres aren't all that bad. They're just like this onion.
They stink?
Ugh, no. They have layers. Ogres have layers. Do you get it? After one good look at him, I could definitely tell he did not get what I was saying. All right, follow me. We got a princess to save. On day 5, we arrived at the castle. There was a long wooden bridge that led to it. We were walking into the castle.
Are you sure we have to do this?
It's fine. Now let's split up to find the princess. I walked around the castle and saw the tallest tower there was. That has to be where she is. But this seems like it's too easy.
Dragon!
Spoke too soon. I turned around and saw Donkey being chased by a giant dragon. The dragon breathed fire. I pulled Donkey out of the way to avoid it. There's no way we're gonna be able to beat this thing. Come on, Donkey. The dragon kept chasing us, but all of a sudden, it was quiet, and the dragon stopped right in front of Donkey. Why isn't the dragon attacking you?
I don't know.
I think she has a thing for you. We gotta get out of here. Come on, fast. On day 6, Donkey and I finally got back to my swamp. I noticed that more fairy tale creatures had arrived here as well. I was really irritated, but I was also tired. I went inside my house and saw that there was a bunch of fairy tale creatures running around all over it. Hey, you guys can be at my swamp, but not inside my home. There were dwarves putting a sleeping woman on my table. What are you doing?
Where else is she gonna go? The bed's taken.
The bed's what? I looked into my room, and there was a wolf laying inside of it.
What?
You guys aren't allowed in my house. It was clear these guys weren't going anywhere until I rescued this princess. To keep them out of my house, I collected materials from the swamp and started to craft them small houses to live in for the time being. As much as I hated this, it was something I had to do. From now on, you all stay out of my home. Do you understand me? I slammed the door and went inside for the night. Hey, buddy! Let me go!
Not until you tell me what I need to know.
Fine. Do you know the Enderman?
The Enderman?
The Enderman!
The Enderman who lives on Ender Lane?
Yes! The Enderman!
Enough of this! I have a job for you. A fair trade for your precious freedom. There is someone out there still in my debt. I need you to pay him a visit.
On day 7, I woke up to the sound of banging on my door. I opened it, but to my surprise, no one was there. Down here, buddy! I looked down and saw a little cookie creature standing at my feet. What do you want? He told me he was here to remind me the deadline for rescuing the princess. Aw, man. I really need to get on that, don't I? I started to run out of my base, and Donkey followed me, begging me to come. No, you are not coming.
Please, Shrek, please.
Keep begging all you want. My answer's the same. I continued back toward the castle. Along the way, I spotted a knight traveling. He was at some sort of camp. Who are you?
I am Sir Lancelot, on my way to rescue a princess.
Nice armor you have there.
Wait, what are you doing?
I hit the knight, knocking him unconscious, and then took his armor. This should help me with that dragon. On day 8, I arrived back at the princess's castle. I started to make my way across the wobbly bridge before hearing a noise behind me. I turned around and saw Donkey was standing there. What are you doing, Donkey? I told you to stay put.
I couldn't let you go alone. You need me, man.
Why are you talking like that? I can see he was nervously walking across the bridge. Wait, don't tell me. Are you scared of this old little bridge?
Scared? Of course not.
Oh, is that so? I started to jump up and down on the bridge, shaking it. Come on, it's just a little old bridge.
Not cool. Stop it. I'm terrified of this thing.
Donkey. I'm so sorry. I continued to jump up and down on the bridge, shaking it more and more. This is what you get for not staying behind.
Shrek, please stop. You might.
The bridge collapsed. We luckily missed the lava and fell on the ground beside it. Dude, you were so afraid of that bridge. He was definitely upset at me, though. Come on, cheer up. Together, we made our way up to the castle, but we were stopped by the dragon, letting out a massive roar. Listen, Donkey, that dragon, I think, has the eyes for you. I need you to distract her while I go and rescue the princess, all right? Donkey was reluctant. Come on, you're not even supposed to be here. If you're gonna be here, then at least help me out.
Fine.
Perfect. He went off to distract the dragon while I made my way to the highest room in the tallest tower. Once there, I spotted the princess laying on the bed. I walked over to her and gently woke her up. Princess, wake up! I began to shake her awake.
Ah! Not the greeting I was expecting from my Prince Charming. I'm Fiona.
All right, listen, as much as I want to talk, we gotta get out of here because the dragon is still kind of on the loose.
What? You're supposed to slay the dragon, then rescue the princess.
I'm what you'd call an unconventional knight. Now follow me. We continued our way out. I found Donkey in the castle. I hit the dragon, stunning it for a second. All right, Donkey, if there's a time to run, it's now. We bolted for the exit. The dragon roared at us, but was unable to escape. We made it to a forest to catch our breath, and Fiona asked me to remove my helmet and show her who her Prince Charming was. Princess, I don't think you want to see that, and I'm not your prince. She demanded I removed it. Okay.
An ogre? But whoever rescues me is supposed to be my one true love.
Oh, is that so?
This is all wrong. You're not supposed to be an ogre.
Suddenly, an arrow flew past us with a group of men behind it.
Fear not, my fair lady. Robin Hood and his band of merry men will save you from this foul creature.
His what? All Donkey and I can do was watch. But to our surprise, Princess Fiona immediately took down Robin Hood and his men. She picked up Robin's bow and gave it to me.
Here you go.
Right. You know, you're not exactly what I expected.
Well, maybe you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
We made it up to a hill overlooking Farquaad's castle, and the sun was starting to set.
You should build me a tent quickly before the sun goes down.
Sure, I guess. I used my tools to immediately build a tent for Fiona, and she ran inside. That was weird. Seems like she's afraid of the night. Donkey and I slept by the campfire, while Fiona slept in her tent. I wonder what her deal was. On days 13 to 14, we arrived at Lord whatever his name was castle. As we made our way into the courtyard, we saw more fairy tale creatures had been rounded up. Knights were attacking the cages and calling the creatures names.
Freaks!
What is the meaning of this? Why are they hurting these creatures?
Not my problem. Now come on, let's go get my reward. I tried to get her to go further into the castle, but she said she didn't want anything to do with this place. She ran outside and into the dark forest surrounding it. Fiona! I chased after her, screaming for her to stop, but she wouldn't listen. She ran into a group of bandits, and they began to attack her. Oh, great. I used my ogre strength and the bow she gave me and took them down. I dropped the bow to Fiona. Here, looks like you need this more.
It is so horrible what is happening to all these creatures.
All I care about is my swamp being free, and you're the one-way ticket for that to happen.
Swamp?
I explained to her how all the creatures are living at my swamp, and if I brought her to Lord Farquaad, he would remove all of them. Fiona wanted to see for herself. Ugh, fine. We began to make our way toward my home. On days 15 to 16, we finally arrived back at my swamp. I showed her all the fairy tale creatures. She began to ask them why they were all here. The creatures explained to her that Lord Farquaad hated all fairy tale creatures and was rounding them up or moving them away from his kingdom.
I think I want to stay here and help build them a better place to live at.
Great! More people at my home.
You need to be more optimistic and nice to the less fortunate creatures.
All right, lady, my home was basically invaded. But I guess she was right. These creatures definitely deserved a nicer place to live. Just wish it wasn't here. She walked off and began to work on their houses. I decided I would help, so I went off to collect more materials. As I finished, Lord Farquaad and his men showed up and demanded to know where the princess was. Yeah, things didn't go really according to plan. She doesn't really want anything to do with you, so that's where we're at.
What? How could that be?
It probably has to do with you being kind of a monster who's rounding up all these fairy tale creatures.
You stupid ogre! You had one job to do!
Hey, don't blame me. Suddenly I was struck with something. I began to feel kind of woozy. I collapsed to the ground and
You are all coming with me!
I woke up. What happened? Wait, my home. I rushed off. When I arrived, my base was totally in ruins and everything was gone. I started to search around and I finally came across a room. Someone had been left behind. Who are you? Why are you here? He told me that Lord Farquaad and his men attacked my base and rounded up all the fairy tale creatures. Wait, so why didn't they take you?
They tried to take me, but I told them I was a real boy. I'm a real boy.
Pinocchio's nose started to grow. Well, obviously he was lying about that. I guess it's up to me to go save them from Lord Farquaad.
Why would you do that? You're a big scary monster.
His nose started to grow again. Well, I guess I'm not a monster. I need to go save Fiona and the other fairy tale creatures. And you're coming with me. I'm gonna need your help. On days 19 to 20, we made it to the castle. It was heavily guarded from the outside.
There must be an army inside.
One ogre can't take all of them on. We're gonna have to do this stealthy.
But how? There's no way we're getting through the main gate, and the river around the castle is full of crocs.
River, huh? I think I have an idea. We made our way to the river. All right, Pinocchio, I'm gonna have you lie so much your nose is gonna make a bridge to the castle.
Okay, but how?
I don't know, say something crazy like your mom's a piglin or something.
Okay, my mom's a piglin.
Nothing happened.
Wait, what?
Is she?
She most certainly is not.
His nose started to grow. Well, it looks like she most certainly is.
No, she isn't.
Is your entire family from the nether?
They're humans.
His nose grew all the way to the castle. Thanks, Pinocchio. Appreciate it. I jumped on top of the bridge and made my way to the castle.
Hey, what am I supposed to do now? I have a giant nose.
I made my way into the castle and began to search for Fiona and the missing creatures. I noticed that a lot of the creatures were captured while the knights taunted them. I knew I would need to rescue them, but I couldn't stop thinking about Fiona. I need to find her. I made my way into the dungeon.
Let me go. You knights disgust me.
It was Fiona. I rushed the knights and quickly knocked them out with my ogre strength. One of them dropped the large axe. I think this is gonna come in handy.
You came back for us. But why?
What can I say? I guess I'm full of surprises. She asked me what time it was, which I thought was strange, but I informed her it was only noon. She told me we had to get out of here fast. I unlocked the cell and we rushed out of the courtyard of the castle. I spotted Donkey and he was being harassed by a group of knights. Donkey hit one of the knights and he dropped the potion, which made him begin to fly.
I bet you've never seen a flying donkey before. See you later, losers.
Whoa, look at that guy go.
Yeah, catch me if you can. Catch me if you... Ah!
And down he went. Come on, Donkey. We gotta get out of here before the prisoners.
They're escaping with that ogre.
Okay, we gotta go now. We ran as fast as we could toward the exit. We made our way back to Pinocchio's nose bridge. Pinocchio was still freaking out.
My nose.
We all quickly dashed across the bridge with the guard chasing after us. Once everyone was across, I chopped Pinocchio's bridge using the knight's axe I got, and all the knights fell into the water. There you go. Look at that. Your nose is back to normal. Pinocchio thanked me. No more lying for a while. We made our way back toward my base, and when we arrived, it was still in ruins.
This place is a mess.
I agreed. I dropped what I had on me so they can begin to rebuild while I went out to gather more resources. I returned and helped them repair all the rest of the houses. As we finished, the sun was just beginning to set, and Fiona started to freak out.
Good night, everyone. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.
She rushed into one of the houses and locked the door. She must seriously be afraid of the dark or something.
Shrek!
On days 27 to 29, I was woken up by Fiona, and she was standing around a large table in the middle of my home. Good morning to you as well. I don't remember saying you can build this in my swamp.
Deal with it. We need to come up with a plan to rescue the rest of the creatures.
All right. We began to discuss what we could do to enter the castle. It was heavily guarded with a large wall. We would need some kind of distraction to break in.
Oh, the Enderman might be able to help us with that.
I turned around and was shocked to see the gingerbread man was there again. I thought you were captured.
No one can catch the gingerbread man.
Oh, right. He began explaining that the legendary baker might be able to bake us a large cookie that would be able to distract the castle long enough for us to sneak in and rescue the fairy tale creatures. That's a great idea, but where would I be able to find him? The gingerbread man gave me the location of his bakery. Luckily, it wasn't very far from where my home was. I set to go meet this Enderman.
Let my son go!
If you want me to free him, you'll do exactly as I say.
Fine, I'll do anything you ask.
Good. Now pay attention closely.
On days 30 to 32, I arrived at the village. I began to look for the bakery that the Enderman worked at. I spotted something flying through the air, though.
Ogre, don't move.
Who are you, and what do you want with me?
Lord Farquaad sent me to get his princess back and destroy you and all the other fairy tale creatures.
Aren't you a fairy tale creature yourself? Why would you ever work for him?
I have my motives.
The fairy godmother cast a spell, and all the Endermen in the village began to turn on me and attack. She flew off. I tried to fight back against the Endermen, but there were too many of them. Ah, man. I had no choice but to run from them. I tried to open the doors to several houses, but none of them were unlocked. locked. Finally, I found one, and I was able to get inside. I turned around and saw I was standing in a large bakery. An Enderman quickly approached me.
Are you here to buy some of my famous gingerbread cookies?
Are you the Enderman who lives on Ender Lane? He said he was, and I told him that I was sent by the gingerbread man. I explained to him the plan and told him he would be great help, and he told me he would be glad to help, but he needed supplies. Of course you do.
Take these. You'll need them.
He threw me a bunch of empty buckets and told me to collect milk, sugar, and a few eggs. The next day, I left his bakery to find the supplies I'd need. It didn't take me too long to find the sugar cane, and I was also able to find a bunch of chickens. I did have to do a bit more searching to find a cow, but eventually, I found one. There you are. I approached it and took some of its milk. I then headed back to the Enderman. The Enderman got to work baking the cookie, and once it was done, it was massive. Wow, aren't you just the sweetest? All right, let's go get a move on. We have fairy tale creatures to save. On days 36 to 38, we reached Lord Farquaad's castle and began to attack it. All of the knights were taken by surprise. We stormed inside with the giant gingerbread man leading the charge. He was able to handle all the guards with ease. While they were distracted with him, I followed the plan and began to free as many of the fairy tale creatures as I could find. At this time, the giant cookie was starting to be overrun with guards, so we made a break for the exit. We're starting to get overrun. Run, guys. Run. I wonder what's on TV.
That's right. Tonight on Nights, we go live to a prison break. Or more would say a castle heist.
Oh my goodness! I know that guy! The giant cookie turned and told us to run. And fought off the knights so we could escape. We won't forget about this. I promise. We left and we arrived at the base. Everyone was so happy to see all of us.
I can't believe you risked your life for them.
I told her that I had no choice. I mean, everyone at the swamp wasn't that bad, I guess. The sun was starting to set and Fiona began to panic again and ran inside her house quickly. Okay, this is just getting a little bit too strange. I guess I'll head to bed too.
Princess, are you okay? Oh, Shrek, what did you do to Fiona?
Shh, Donkey, it's me. I've been cursed into this monster every night until I have my true love's first kiss.
What a relief. I thought something terrible happened to you. Why have you been hiding this?
Well, I'm afraid of what people would think.
Fiona!
Bippity boppity boo!
On days 39 to 41, I woke up to Donkey panicking, screaming. Okay, calm down. I can't understand you when you're panicking like this. What's going on?
There's some crazy fairy lady, man. She took Fiona.
Wait, what? Oh man, how could I let this happen? I rushed outside and saw the fairy godmother was attacking the swamp. Oh man, we just rebuilt this. Hey lady, what did you do with Fiona? The fairy godmother laughed. If you destroy another branch of this swamp, I swear. She refused to listen. I had no choice but to fight her. I charged at her and hit her with an ogre smash. I can tell I was really hurting her. You better stop before I continue. Now why? Why are you working for Lord Farquaad? Don't you understand? He's trying to get rid of all of you guys.
You don't understand. I have no choice.
What could Farquaad have against you? Before she could answer, she began to cast a spell.
I curse you to be stuck in this form forever.
I charged at her, trying to stop her, but before I could reach her, she cast her spell. I began to feel really weak. Ugh. What was that? My head. On days 42 to 44, I woke up in my swamp. Ugh. Why does everything look so big? Wait, am I shorter? I looked at my hands and realized I was no longer an ogre. Okay, stay calm. Stay calm. I've been turned into a human. What? Donkey? Donkey, where are you? What happened?
Who are you calling a donkey? I'm a stallion.
Wait, Donkey? Donkey had also been transformed into a white horse. Why don't you seem to care as much as I do? And also, why would a magical person like her work for Lord Farquaad? I looked around my base and noticed that the fairy tale creatures were starting to rebuild it. Wait, wow. I joined them, and together we were able to repair all the damage that was done. You know what? Maybe these guys aren't so bad after all.
You're really getting a soft spot for these guys, huh?
Shut it, Donkey. I spotted one of the pigs, and I noticed that they've been turned into a sheep. Cha! The fairy godmother ruined everything! I think I know where she spent a lot of her time. He began to tell us of a tavern that a lot of magical villains met at and would discuss evil things. Perfect. Me and Donkey got the coordinates, and we set off to see if anyone had more information on her. On days 45 to 47, we made our way to the tavern. This place was giving me the creeps. I couldn't tell if we didn't belong. I definitely didn't anymore, that's for sure. Inside, there was an assortment of villainous fairy tale creatures. Is that Captain Hook? Let's just try to walk past these guys. Madam. Would you happen to know where we could find the fairy godmother?
No, I haven't seen her.
Suddenly, I heard a voice from across the bar calling to me. I approached the voice, and standing there was the most intimidating cat I've ever seen. Who are you?
I am Puss in Boots, and I know all about the fairy godmother.
Oh, really, huh? Can you tell us more about her or what?
Of course. She hired me to kill you.
The cat leapt into the air and began to attack us with his little sword. He was so quick, I couldn't get a hold of him. Donkey was able to finally hit him, though, and knocked him to the ground. But he suddenly began to widen his eyes and looked like the cutest little thing ever.
Aw, he's so cute.
I looked over and noticed that Donkey was totally distracted by him. I had it. Enough of this nonsense. They stopped. Listen, man, the fairy godmother, she's working for Lord Farquaad. They're gonna get rid of all the fairy tale creatures. Puss was shocked. He agreed to take us to where Fiona was being held. We followed him down the road to a large castle.
This is where her parents live.
Great. Time to meet Fiona's parents. As we entered the castle, I couldn't help but think, why would the fairy godmother send Fiona here? I thought she wanted to bring her back for Lord Farquaad. Suddenly, a group of knights jumped out and started to tail us. We began walking down random streets in an effort to lose them, but they wouldn't budge.
All right, listen here, buddy. I'm gonna need to see some identification.
Identification? I'm Sir Gleck, and this is my noble steed, Horsey, and our cat, Russ in Shoes. Right. Attack! The knights began to attack us and try to capture us. We all did our best to fight back, but I was easily overwhelmed without my ogre strength. We had no choice but to surrender. The knights escorted us into a prison before locking us up. They confiscated all of my items and locked them in a chest. It seemed like we had no way to escape. How was I ever going to find Fiona now? On days 51 to 53, Fiona came to visit the prison.
Wait, Shrek? Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Listen, are you okay? I was so worried that something terrible happened to you.
I'm fine, but I think I know why I was sent here. My parents won't let me leave until they deem a good enough prince for me.
This must have been Lord Farquaad's plan all along. If she wasn't gonna fall in love with him, he wouldn't allow her to fall in love with anyone.
Did you come all this way to find me?
Of course. We set out the second we heard that you've been taken away. But listen, I think I have a plan to get us out of here.
I want my son back now. I will not give you Fiona until he is freed.
That is not part of the deal. I want the ogre dead before you'll have him back.
If you don't give me him, you will regret it.
I think it is you who will regret these actions. Seize her, throw her in the dungeon with her son.
On days 54 to 56, Fiona led us to the courtyard in front of the main castle where her parents were waiting for us.
Fiona, what are you doing with this peasant?
Father, this is Lord Gleck. He is my one true love. He's here to propose to me.
That's right. I want to take your daughter away to my kingdom so I can marry her and other lordly things. I can tell they were starting to grow very suspicious of what we were saying. So I tried to reassure them that I did, in fact, have a castle. I started to see knights entering the courtyard. Okay, jig's up. Time for plan B. We hopped on Donkey and began to flee the kingdom with the knights fast on our tail. We returned to base and were immediately approached by the gingerbread man. He told us that Farquaad was out and hunting for the remaining fairy tale creatures.
Shrek, you're gonna need to become an ogre again so we can have a chance to stop him.
And she was right. I need to get my ogre strength back or we would stand no chance against his army. But how?
The fairy godmother has a potion factory. Maybe there we'll be able to find something to change you back.
Great idea. All three of us set off toward the factory. On days 57 to 59, we were on our journey to the factory.
So, Fiona?
Not now, Donkey.
There's nothing going on with you two lovebirds, huh?
We aren't lovebirds.
There's only two things I can smell from a mile away. A lie and a good batch of pancakes. And this ain't no batch of pancakes.
That's enough out of you. Deep down, though, I think Donkey's right. But I don't have time to think about this right now, okay? I need to become an ogre again. That is our top priority. We arrived at the factory, and we snuck inside. We made our way past the workers to a back room filled with potions. None of the potions were labeled, though, so we just started to test them. Donkey tried one and was transformed into some kind of strange animal. I drank one and suddenly shrunk.
Come on!
Puss drank one and he was transformed into a tiger.
I think I'm going to hold on to this one.
As we returned to normal, I had a feeling that none of the potions would be able to transform me back into my ogre self. I was losing hope and feared I might be stuck like this forever. Oh man. We headed back to base to deliver the bad news to Fiona. On days 60 to 62, we reached our base as the sun was starting to set and Fiona was there. I can tell that she was disappointed that we were unable to find a cure.
I think it's time I was honest with you. Every night when the sun goes down, I transform into something different.
So, is that why you've been hiding away every single night?
Yes, I think it's time I show you what happens.
As the sun set, there was a flash of light and Fiona transformed into an ogre? What? She told me that she'd been cursed at birth and she changed like this every single night when the sun set. How, Fiona? How could you keep this a secret?
I didn't want you to see me this way.
But why? If anyone, you made me realize that it doesn't matter how you look on the outside, but what's on the inside.
Really?
Really. I stepped forward and we kissed. As we kissed, what's going on? I was transformed back into an ogre. Wait, the kiss. It must have freed me from Fairy Godmother's curse. And I noticed that Fiona was still an ogre as well.
I thought I was supposed to become beautiful after my true love's kiss.
Fiona, don't you understand? You are beautiful.
I knew it!
Donkey, how long have you been watching us? On days 63 to 65, we started to expand the base. Since Puss was now part of the team, he was going to need a place to stay. We built him a nice home. Like Fiona said all those days ago, everyone deserves a nice place to live. While we had been busy expanding our own base, the gingerbread man walked up and told us about Lord Farquaad. His kingdom is growing rapidly. I'm not sure how it's possible. I had to go investigate. When I got to his kingdom, I noticed that it had significantly grown. There was some kind of strange aura around all the villagers too, almost as if they were under a spell.
Lord Farquaad is the greatest ruler in all the land!
What has gone into all of these guys? They don't sound right. Just then, I spotted Lord Farquaad, and wait, what? He's flying. How could he possibly have all this power? He was headed back towards his tower. Okay, thankfully, he did not see me. I had to get to the bottom of this. I ran after him to confront him about his newly acquired powers. I arrived at his tower and spotted him with a group of knights. All of his knights looked like they'd become more powerful as well. Hey, what happened to you?
The fairy godmother couldn't do what I asked her to. I now control her magic.
Wait, what? You hate all fairy tale creatures, but now you've become one yourself.
And with this power, I will remove all you silly magical creatures from my kingdom for good.
Oh, no, you won't. Lord Farquaad started to realize that I was somehow able to break the curse and began to get enraged.
The princess fell for you?
He sent his knights running after me, and I began to fight them off. Is this all you got? But after a little while, I realized that they were a lot stronger than last time. Okay, I should probably run. As I was fleeing, Lord Farquaad started to make cages appear around me in an attempt to capture me. I did my best to avoid them, and I was able to make it out of the castle. I rushed as fast as I could back to my base. I need to tell everyone about Farquaad's new powers. On days 69 to 71, I returned back to my base and began explaining how much Lord Farquaad and his castle had changed.
You're saying he's using the fairy godmother's powers?
Yeah, and he's planning to use them to wipe out all of the fairy tale creatures in the world. So I think we're gonna need to find a way to stop him. We started to put our heads together and think, and we all came to one agreement. As much as I hate to say this, guys, we're gonna need to go rescue the fairy godmother. I think the only way she's gonna be able to trust us is if we find her son, Prince Charming. Yeah, trust me, I'm not as thrilled as you guys are. This guy is seriously annoying, but we're gonna have to. I do remember seeing him at Farquaad's prison when I was captured. I hated it there. Everything was starting to make sense. The fairy godmother wasn't working for Lord Farquaad, but rather trying to save her son, and we're gonna do that just for her. I set off toward Lord Farquaad's castle. On days 72 to 74, I was making my way toward the castle when I spotted a group of knights searching a village. All right, time to go investigate what's going on. I snuck through the village, making sure not to be seen. They were entering houses and searching them. Psst, who's that? Psst. Oh God, Prince Charming? Wait, you escaped Farquaad's castle?
It's too long to explain. You need to help me out of here.
All right, come on then. I did my best to avoid the knights, and I escorted Charming out of the village. Charming, unfortunately, couldn't keep his mouth shut. Ugh, you stink. You think that's helping right now?
Hey, who's that?
Oh. The knights spotted us. They began to attack, and I had to fight them off. Luckily, these guys were out of Lord Farquaad's village, so they weren't as strong as the other ones. I was able to take all of them down. We returned to my swamp swamp, and I introduced everyone to Charming. No one was that excited to see him, though, but we all knew we still needed his help.
How are you doing, milady?
Gross.
On days 75 to 77, we started to make Charming a house to live in. He was only gonna need to be here for a short period of time, because I definitely wasn't gonna put up with him. And on top of that, no one was willing to share their home with him either.
Not exactly my taste, but it'll do.
There seriously was no pleasing this guy at all, was there? Yeah, Charming. Enough complaining out of you. As we finished, I heard a massive roar, followed by some screaming. Oh my goodness! The dragon was back and was starting to attack the base. How did you get out of the castle? She swooped down and began to wreck some of the houses. I rushed at her to try to stop her, but she was so strong. She hit me, and I realized I lost most of my hearts. Before she could hit me again, Donkey stepped in front of me. Wait, why did she stop attacking?
What large teeth and pretty eyes you have.
The dragon blushed? Wait, what? I guess she really did have a thing for Donkey. And the dragon calmed down. And after seeing Donkey and the dragon, I realized that what I felt for Fiona was true love. You know what, Donkey? That's it. I think I want to marry her. Donkey was extremely excited and told me to follow him.
I know, just the thing you need.
Donkey led me into a nearby cave, and we began to search for materials that would allow me to construct a ring. I mined some iron first and used it to create an iron pickaxe. Once I had that, I searched for gold and was able to find enough to create a ring. Look at this. After obtaining it, we set off toward a local village. Once we were there, villagers ran in panic, thinking I was gonna attack them. Okay, guys, calm down. I know I'm an ogre, but jeez.
Sorry, you're just a hideous monster!
Ouch. But hey, it's on the inside what matters, right?
No.
All right, that's enough out of you. Where could I find the blacksmith? He pointed me in the right direction. I went over, and I was able to forge a ring from gold I gave him. We returned to base, and I walked up Fiona. Hey, I have something really important to ask you, Fiona. Will you marry me, and we can live happily ever after together?
Shrek, of course. I thought you would never ask.
Everyone gathered around us cheering. They started to congratulate us. I just love a happy ending. Yeah! On days 81 to 85, we began to prepare the swamp for a wedding. We started by creating a spot for the ceremony to take place. Once everything was finished, the ceremony began. Donkey, of course, was the officiant. Not that I had a choice.
Do you, Shrek, take Fiona to be your wife?
I do.
And do you, Fiona, take Shrek to be your husband?
I do.
Abracadabra, make all the fairy tale creatures disappear!
Here we go. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Fiona and I got close. Suddenly, there was a blinding flash of light. Everyone was gone from the swamp. Farquaad, this has to be him. Fiona? Donkey? Anyone? No! Everyone had vanished from my swamp. I was there with only Prince Charming. Ogre? What's happened? Not now, Charming. I failed. Don't you understand? I failed everyone. Worst of all, I failed Fiona. Well, you did it, Shrek. You got rid of everyone from your swamp, just like you wanted to.
Hey, why the long face, man?
Who is that? What are you doing here? I'm sad because I'm a failure, and I think I should just give up. There's no point in continuing now.
Well, you can't say that, dude. Come on, I mean, hey, now, like, you're an all-star.
What?
Yeah, come on, man. Get your game on. You gotta go play.
Okay.
You can't let people push you down because you're a rock star. You gotta get your show on and go get paid.
You know what? This random guy was right. I can't give up now. There was still hope. As long as the fairy godmother was alive. If her magic could take everyone away, maybe it could bring them back as well. Thanks, weird random stranger that I've never met in my life. And you know what? You should make a song or something out of that.
Just make sure to never make your finger in the shape of an L on your forehead.
Okay, now this is getting a little weird. On days 91 to 94, I grabbed Prince Charming. Hey, we're gonna go sneak back into that castle, free your mother, and save everyone. What? I just escaped there. Why would I ever go back? He told me breaking out was incredibly difficult, but now after he has his mother's magic, it's gonna be nearly impossible. Yeah, but we have no choice. You're gonna lead me to the castle, and I'm not taking no for an answer. Ugh, fine. Charming showed me the entrance to a tunnel system. He said it would lead me directly to a prison. All right, time to get ready to leave. I grabbed him and forced him to show me the way to the prison. You're not getting out that easily. Finally, we arrived at the location of his mother, and she was extremely happy to see him. So happy, in fact, she alerted the guards that were here. They rushed at me, and I had to do my best to fight them off. I realized that I was stronger than I was days ago. I was able to take all the knights down and free the fairy godmother. I mined her out of the cell, and we made our ways back to the tunnels. As we left the castle, I noticed the magical aura around Lord Farquaad's castle was gone. Mission success. On days 95 to 99, we arrived back at my swamp with Charming and the fairy godmother. They were extremely happy to be back, and the fairy godmother apologized for not telling me her motives earlier. Listen, you don't need to explain anything. I understand the lengths of protecting someone that you love. I'm just glad everything worked out. But there's one last thing I'm gonna need from you.
Say no more. I will try to bring everyone back. I'm not sure I'll be able to, but I can try.
The fairy godmother began to cast a spell. It looked like it drew in a ton of energy from around the entire world. Finally, she cast it, and with a flash of light, all of my friends were back in my swamp. Fiona, I'm so happy to see you again. I thought I would lose you forever. We embraced, and she asked me how I was able to bring everyone back. I just trusted myself, and I knew what I was fighting for.
I'm just happy to be back with you.
Me too. We just need to work together, and we're gonna be able to take down Lord Farquaad once and for all. Out of nowhere, there was a large stomping coming toward my base. I turned around and saw the giant gingerbread man from earlier. Wait, what? I thought you were gone forever. This guy really is the sweetest. Now come on, we have a castle to storm. On day 100, Donkey, Puss, and I arrived at the castle with a giant cookie. He began to attack the walls and totally destroy it. As we entered the castle, we were greeted by a massive group of knights. The cookie told us he would handle them and began to fight them off while we made our way to Farquaad. More knights were waiting for us there.
We'll take care of the bucketheads. You need to get Farquaad!
You're right. I rushed past the knights. I finally made my way to the top of the tower where Farquaad was waiting. You have no more magic. You have lost.
That is where you are wrong.
He pulled out a potion and grew to my size. It appears as though it's gonna be an even match. He began attacking me, so I fought back against him. Even though his size was the same as mine, I was much stronger than he was. Eventually, I hit him to the ground, and I can tell he was weak. He shrunk back to his normal size. It's over, Farquaad. There's no point in fighting any longer.
I will never give up. You freaks need to be...
The dragon came and landed on Lord Farquaad, and just like that, Farquaad was defeated. That was for my swamp. Once again, thanks to Monster Legends for sponsoring this video. Make sure you use my link to download the game.